Nibiru is a Cosmos L1 with permissionless CosmWasm and a set of core dApps that is being built by the founding team. So a little bit of background on myself. So formerly my background was in physics and machine learning, worked most professionally as an AI engineer, and got started in Web3 as a developer with the Similate protocol, building cross-chain vaults for Ethereum DeFi. So with Nibiru, what we're basically making is we make improvements in throughput for the base layer, but then also develop a suite of core apps. This includes initially like a perps exchange, native Oracle module, spot, fully collateralized stablecoin, and also binding so that any of the smart contract calls any of the calls you would do through a Cosmos SDK module, you can also do through a contract. So we improved the throughput of the chain pretty substantially, and basically started working on this set of applications early last year. And the idea is to basically bootstrap a developer ecosystem that works on extensions beyond the initial core dApps. So the thought process a bit behind our approach here is essentially to simplify the product suite that you get, or actually bring the product suite that you get on like a centralized exchange where you have everything from like lending, spot, derivatives, OTC, other marketplaces, on and off ramps, right? All from one user interface, and do that with a fully decentralized backend. And one effect of this is if we were to just say, let's say we're going through like the Ethereum DeFi ecosystem, is you're reducing the number of tokens needed to navigate it, and also different independent chains pretty substantially, just to bring about a better user experience. And our kind of thought process here is that essentially, instead of launching it as just a blank slate chain with improved throughput and then only, ask people to come build on it and there's nothing there, actually put some competitive dApps on it and build up a community so that there's users and liquidity to bootstrap the system, and basically use that as a driving factor to bring about more developers. So we came out of stealth around like the end of the summer last year. So at that point in July, we had like a running chain with MVPs of different dApps, but we're mostly operating from the command line. So since then, we developed like, a CosmWasm smart contract template, client SDKs in like Python, Golang, TypeScript, created several tutorials for people building on the chain. We also have like a native Oracle module that has an update time. I think we have it at about 10 seconds, and oops, it gets loading still. And also WASM bindings to enable the execution of all of the messages you do from modules and through contracts. So that allows developers to tap into these dApps. I don't know what's happening. I've never seen this. Just reload it. Okay. So we started the incentivized testnet. So we kicked off an incentivized testnet earlier this year. So after making the initial MVPs, brought basically a web application and also full-on indexer for the chain. And so that includes like the perps, spot AMM, Oracle, and that's what I'll be showing in the demo in just a moment. And at this point, we're about to kick off like a trading application, a trading competition, and we'll be soon to launch the mainnet this fall. And then we went through a pretty big audit with Zelic where they went over all of the Rust-based contracts that will run in production, in addition to the Oracle module and the perp stacks. So there's been a pretty substantial usage of the testnet. So up through the first 3 phases, there were over 67 million transactions. And that kind of makes sense because there's a lot to do on the chain even now. So that included like transactions from the Oracle, a lot of people making smart contracts. We did a little bit of gamifying governance where people could do proposals to keep increasing the size of the validator set and kind of test the system under load. And then a ton of people, of course, using the two dexes. So what we kind of saw going over that was like the social and just general community grew pretty substantially. We also saw like 80,000 people sync and send a transaction to try to join the validator set with like full, with synced full nodes. And there were a huge amount of smart contracts deployed on the chain. So a lot of this included just the ones we put in the tutorial, which was like CW20s or fungible CosmWasm tokens. But a lot of people also put NFTs, little simple games, also name services, things like that. And so I'll show a little bit of the web application. So we have the testnet connected here. So there are two wallets you can use. I'll go through it pretty quick because a lot of this is pretty familiar stuff, but I'll use Kepler. So yeah, you can swap, right? I'll move around while it's submitting that. There's an explorer for people to view like their transaction history and the validator set, right? If I were to, withdraw from like an LP position I had, all of this is here. So we implemented the curve stable swap and also have support for like volatile assets. There's a whole staking interface as well. And then of course there's you can do all of the governance tasks through the Explorer. And yeah, so we raised last year from a combination of Republic, HashKey, Tribe Capital, NGC for kind of like the larger checks. And then, yeah. So one thing I'll go over a little bit now is a couple of the innovations. So this one is a slide on the Oracle module. So basically how that works is validators participate in a commit reveal scheme. So they put in, we provide a binary called the price feeder that feeds in data from, I believe it's Binance, OKX, popular APIs like CoinMarketCap. And basically you take the weighted median of their voting power. And the cool thing with this module is, one, it's a pretty quick update time on the prices, and you're feeding from very liquid places on that you're getting the price data. Another thing is that some of the trading fees from the perp DEX and probably other applications that'll come up in the future go toward the Oracle module, i.e. the validator set, which meaning all the people that stake NIBI are also getting like a stablecoin income. So there's this healthy feedback loop where people want to stake more because they can get more of the stablecoin. And yeah, I'll pause it here for questions.